the session on how to build device-agnostic services for voice and chat applications. My name is Victoria Livschitz. I'm a founder of Grid Dynamics. We are a specialty engineering services company with a lot of deep expertise in data sciences, and particularly NLP type of systems and conversational systems and interfaces. Conversational systems are increasingly changing how we work, learn, shop, and play. Whether in the office, in the field, or at home, whether listening to a music or eating breakfast, we increasingly engage with the world of services through conversational systems, using voice devices such as Alexa, or smart devices such as Google Home, smart watches, smart thermostats like Nest, and the rest of the IoT world. And companies who are providers of services to consumers, to employees, to suppliers, are increasingly finding themselves in a situation where they have to support these new channels and fit into this new emerging world of conversational systems. And part of the motivation is to take existing systems and services and extend them through conversational capabilities. And at other times, conversational systems offer us completely new set of paradigms where we can design the likes of systems that we've never been able to create before. This particular talk is for companies that want to add natural language processing capabilities to their existing services, or support a mix of voice and chat-based devices, or add voice and chat interfaces to their existing web or mobile apps, or redesign self-service access to data and services using these new types of conversational interfaces. It may be launch of new services for Alexa and Google Home, or both, or capture the new market of hands-free mobile users, such as the ones that are driving to work and want to continue to get access to their digital world. Most importantly, this is really for the companies who are beginning their journey into creation of conversational platforms and applications as the next frontier in user interfaces. Now, I'll talk about the way of writing systems that is device agnostic. Why is this important? Well, it's all about agility. New devices pop up all the time. Anyone expects Samsung or Apple to join home AI fight? I know I do, and I can't wait. Samsung is on the market with with devices that maybe one day be able to challenge Alexa. And it is really very difficult to predict which other device manufacturers might want to jump into this very large and very significant consumer market. New chat capabilities break new barriers all the time. All you have to do is look at WeChat and the type of transactional traffic it's driving in many parts of the world, including voice and chat-based transactions. Voice interfaces are being added to drive existing devices all the time. What if you want to add voice or chat interface to your existing website or mobile app? Bottom line, do you want to tie your investments to a specific device or proprietary API? We believe the answer is no, and you have to take care now to design the type of architectures that allow you to essentially plug in the device, plug in whatever front end you're interested in supporting, and make sure that you can extend your conversational assets as a set of backend services that can communicate to any front-end device of your choosing. Now, voice versus chat. Are they two different things? Do they work together? Do we use them interchangeably? Oftentimes, this is just a matter of tactical preference. If I'm driving, talk to me. If I'm on a Zoom conference call, chat to me. Oftentimes, they work better together. I'll ask by voice, you'll respond by text, or vice versa. Maybe we need to throw graphics into the mix. People might remember that the first versions of Alexa and Google Home came without graphical user interface. You could only talk to them. And then over time, they quickly acquired graphical interface as well, because if I'm trying to buy flowers, it's really, really helpful to actually see the bouquet before I can buy it. Then there is simply separation of concerns. Handling speech to text and text to speech is usually done at the device level, and we can design the rest of the system to simply work on text. Bottom line, that those are just two input modalities. Design your system from the beginning to essentially support both. So how do you do that? This is the first content-rich slide. After working with conversational systems of different sorts for intensely, probably the last 3 years, we've converged on sort of a general conversational system architecture that proved itself to be very generic and yet very useful, so that we could write large number of different specialized applications using this architecture. And it's based on several principles. Principle number one is that the devices themselves are separated very cleanly from the rest of the system. The rest of the system is the backend system, typically runs on some sort of a cloud. And there is a clean microservices interface between them. And whether it's voice or chat, you have channel adapters that allow you to essentially use the appropriate technologies. And if you are meeting with another exotic device, if you want to support Facebook chat, if you want to support WeChat, if you want to support Slack chat, it should be a matter of maybe writing another device adapter or writing another client and keeping the rest of the backend system intact. Now, the backend system has kind of the central brain of operation, that is the dialogue management. Dialogue management is responsible for a couple of important things. First of all, it's users, sessions, context, authentication, authorization, and making sure that if you came through one channel in the morning and a different channel in the afternoon, for us, you're still the same user, it's still the same conversation, we still maintain the same context, we can apply analytics that cuts across all the totality of conversations that are happening across totality of different devices that are specific to that particular user. The second thing that the dialogue manager is responsible for is picking the right agent specialist. So as you can see, these dialogue agents, they are the ones who are actually deeply knowledgeable about specific types of conversation. And one might be expert in a catalog of products that you are trying to negotiate when you're discovering the product that is ideally suited to your needs. Another might be expert in checkout processes. Another might be expert in order management. The fourth one might be integrated with the order delivery services and can provide status of a parcel at an order at any point in time. Fifth might be expert in small talk and can entertain you while you're chatting about other things. Dialogue manager usually does enough of the natural language understanding to figure out what is your intent, and then essentially hire the right dialogue agent to handle that part of the conversation and pass things like session context to that dialogue agent to guide and enable that conversation to happen. And so it's kind of brokering the conversation and engaging right agents at the right parts of the conversation. The third thing that it's commonly responsible for is the natural language generation, essentially formulating response. So that no matter what backend agent specialist is working on this particular facet of the conversation is equally smooth, and the style and the formatting of the language constructs continue to be consistent. Every component in the system can be implemented with open source stack or cloud APIs. We have implementations of the system that is used based on Dialogflow from Google. We have parts of the system that are implemented with Amazon stack, and we have parts of the system that are implemented with completely 100% open source based technologies. Sometimes the choice is dictated by geographic markets. A lot of our clients are global businesses, and they need to support a variety of different languages and variety of different localities. And they often cannot afford themselves to tie down to, let's say, one cloud provider that works in the US, but let's say doesn't work in China. Finally, each component is a microservice to the rest of the system. So you can cleanly separate interface from the implementation, and implementations change, evolve over time, but the interfaces stay intact. I hope that makes sense to everybody. We've used this architecture, as I said, in a variety of different applications, ranging from selling flowers and gifts via home devices like Alexa and Google Home, to putting together product recommendation engines for cameras, which is a very complex product with several thousand items in the catalog, ranging from $30 point and shoot type of cameras to professional equipment. And it could work over Alexa and Google Home, but it can also work over Fuchsweg Messenger or mobile chat. At the same time, we use the same architecture to write a mobile banking service that essentially is embedded in the banking app, very similar to, if anybody knows, Bank of America's Erica banking assistant, sort of a flagship celebrated success of the digital assistants in the banking world. And it supports both voice and text in this seamless manner. And we also have used this architecture for corporate applications where people, management, got access to corporate data and dashboards, asking questions like, what is the sales forecast for next quarter? Or how many engineers do I have unbillable on bench right now for a company like ours? And Slack is usually a weapon of choice in these particular systems. All of those variety of front end and applications can be implemented very neatly on top of the general reference architecture I've just described. So what I'd like to do now is give you a couple of demos so that you can see a technology in action. I have a demo of what we call a Flower Genie. That is a voice-based gift shopping service. And then I also have a banking genie where you can ask questions such as, what is my credit card balance? Okay, so pay it all from my checking account. And as you see these demos, please take a look at things like seamless customer journey over different topics and various transactions. And when you do think, Dialogue Manager now is employing different agent specialists for different topics and different transactions. Hopefully rich dialogue with smooth context switching between topics, mix of inquiries, recommendation, product Q&A, and actions. And let's face it, sometimes we don't understand each other. Systems may not understand us as well. When that happens, there should be some sort of a graceful attempt at negotiating understanding if the system did not understand you right away. So let me pause the session and switch to a couple of demos.
Genie has been designed to showcase the power of conversational interfaces in mobile banking. So let's go ahead and check how Genie works. The first step would be to authenticate. So I'm going to go ahead and do that using my Touch ID. And as soon as I'm in, Genie would show me the products that I have. So I have a checking account, I have a credit card, I have a savings account. I could go ahead and start chatting with Genie and notice how the products just collapse into a nice scrollable, glanceable strip of information. Genie would greet me, and let's say I would like Genie to show me my credit card balance. I'm gonna send this message to Genie, and Genie would respond back with the balance for my credit card, when the next payment is due, and what that minimum payment would be. Now I can go ahead and do more than that. And as you can see, we have a suggestion box open up here, which is a powerful navigational cue that we've designed to assist users in, discovering the features of our conversational interface without having to read through manuals of how to interact with Genie. So let's say, and these suggestions really, they update as soon as I type. So let's say I'm going to type something like transactions, and it would automatically suggest that I would see my transactions for my checking account, an account that I have. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that shortcut, and Genie would respond with all the latest transactions I have for that checking account. I could go ahead and see all the history for that account. And moreover, I could filter. Let's say I want to see all my transactions for Walmart. And Genie notices one thing here. We forgot to specify for which account. So I just said for Walmart, and it would be like, hey, which account? Which account would you want to see those transactions for? So let's say I'm gonna see those for the checking account. I'm gonna pick checking account, and it would return a filtered list of transactions for my checking account that shows all the transactions that have been done at Walmart. Now, how about we send some money, like send $300 from my checkings to a credit card. Nice suggestion. So it saves me time on typing, and it would ask me like, hey, are you sure you want to send $300? It asked me for some sort of confirmation. So I'm gonna go ahead and type in yes or something like I confirm. And as soon as I do that, Genie would say, hey, success. I've sent those $300, and it would update the accounts above. So all my balances are now actual. But Genie could do so much more. I could ask Genie to show me my checking account expenses, and voila, it shows me a list of my expenses that I had in my checking account, and I could see an expense report for that. So anything that we could do in typing, we could do with voice.
So that was Banking Genie, and as you can see, voice and text are used completely interchangeably. Let me show you one more demo of what we call Flower Genie, our conversational shopping service available over smart AI devices such as Alexa and Google Home. In this particular case, we can buy flowers and other gifts using Alexa skills. Alexa, come over here.
Sure. Just tell me basic delivery information at first. What is the recipient's zip code?
Let's start over.
Are you sure you want to start the dialogue from scratch?
Yes.
Welcome to Flowers Genie. I can help you find the perfect bouquet. You can search for flowers by occasion, color, flower type. Just tell me, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for a gift bouquet for my friend.
Sure. Just tell me basic delivery information at first. What is the recipient's zip code?
I don't know, but she lives in Pleasanton, California.
Okay, Pleasanton, California. What date would you like your flowers to arrive?
Her birthday is Sunday next week.
Okay, Sunday, June 14th. Let's see what we can suggest for birthday. Here are white roses, lilies, and lush greens. It costs $45.
Do you have something without lilies?
Sure, this one doesn't have lilies. Here a lavish bouquet of cream roses, white and violet tulips, and lush greens. It costs $50.
Do you have classic roses?
Here 25 long stem cream roses. It costs $45.
Oh, beautiful. Do you have roses in a vase?
Here blossoming dark red roses in a clear glass vase. It costs $65.
Perfect. Do you have something bigger?
Here pink and red roses in a clear glass vase. It costs $70.
How long are they gonna stay fresh?
This bouquet will last about 1 week. What else would you like to know?
Perfect. I'd like to order it.
Good choice. I will schedule your delivery for Sunday, June 14th. The flowers will arrive anytime between the hours of 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. What is the street address?
6625 Hubbard Lane.
Is it correct? 6625 Hobbit Lane, Pleasanton, California.
That's correct.
What is the name of your recipient?
Her name is Jane, S-T-E-I-N.
Is it correct? Jane Stein.
Almost. Her name is Jane.
Your order total for pink and red roses is $70. The order will be delivered on Sunday, June 14th, at 6625 Hobbit Lane, Pleasanton, California. Do you want to place your order with flowers, Jeannie?
Can you change delivery date to June 13?
Sure. Change to Saturday, June 13th. Your order total for pink and red roses is $70. The order will be delivered on Saturday, June 13th, at 6625 Hobbit Lane, Pleasanton, California. Do you want to place your order with flowers, Jeannie?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Your order for 1 bouquet for $70 is complete. You will receive your tracking information by email. What else would you like to know?
Where is my order arriving?
Your gift with pink and red roses in a clear glass vase for Jane Stein will be delivered on Saturday, June 13th. The flowers will arrive anytime between the hours of 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. What else would you like to know?
I'm good. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Thank you for coming. Goodbye.
As you could see, we had a pretty intelligent conversation. It was able to answer a lot of my questions and inquiries. There were a lot of subtle twists and turns in the conversation. I didn't know the zip code, but I could just explain the city and it could figure out the zip code by itself. It had a couple of snags, one of which was not exactly getting my friend's name right, but it was close enough and I didn't want to spend more time kind of dealing with it on this demo. If you found these demos compelling and conversation relevant, please look us up. You can follow us and read a lot more about our data science, NLP, and conversational systems expertise, case studies, and reference architectures on our blog. You can connect with our team or write to me personally. Also, me and my team are going to hang out in the virtual booth and have as many virtual conversations as possible, and hope to see all of you guys in flesh and blood someday. Thank you.